Hey, what's up you guys? It's me, True Brilliance, back with a video. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about Mars, okay? We're gonna be talking about that masculine energy and how it expresses itself in the natal chart. Now, your Mars placement is very important. A lot of the times it's often overlooked by astrologers or just by the average person when looking at your natal chart. But our Mars energy, it talks about how we express our masculinity, and it talks about how we go after our desires, how we go after achieving what it is that we want. So Mars actually plays a major role in manifesting. You know how when they say you put it out into the universe what it is that you want, right? So that's mainly like Venus. Venus is our desires as well. Venus is what we want, what we are attracted to, okay? So obviously what we are attracted to is what we want to experience in our reality. So Venus is kind of like a wish that we make. It's like a wish, us wishing upon a star. Like, I would like to experience this reality. I would like to experience this lover. I would like to experience this person, right? And then Mars is the actions and the steps that you take in order to achieve that, because you know how they always say you ask for something and then you have to take action. Okay, so Mars is the actual taking action. Okay, you just can't wish for stuff or want stuff but don't take action in your reality in order to get it. So taking action and the desire of wanting to obtain something work hand in hand. So Venus is wanting to obtain something and wanting to have something, because remember, Venus is I have, right? And Mars is how you go about getting what it is that you will eventually have, okay? So you have to take action in order to achieve your desires. So that is what we're going to talk about, getting into the Mars placements. Now, some people are really at a huge advantage when it comes to their Mars placements. In my opinion, the best Mars placements are Mars in Capricorn, Mars in Aries, Mars in Scorpio, and Mars in Leo. To me, those are the four most powerful Mars placements, okay? Now, the weakest Mars placements are Mars in Cancer, which I have, Mars in Cancer, Mars in Taurus, Mars in Libra, and Mars in Pisces, okay? I would say would be like the weakest Mars placements, okay? The weak Mars placements are strong in other areas, and I will talk about that when we get into the Mars series. So let's talk about rulership of Mars. Mars naturally rules Aries and Scorpio, okay? So Aries is external Mars and Scorpio is internal Mars, okay? So this is why they say Scorpio is intense, okay? So because it's an inner tension, okay? That's Mars. Okay, the inner buildup, the fire building up inside of yourself. It's passion. That's what Mars and Scorpio is. Okay, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Okay, so Mars does very well in Capricorn. I think Mars in Capricorn is almost the strongest Mars placement. I've seen Mars in Capricorn in action, and it's very powerful. And Mars falls in, oh, it's in detriment in Libra, and it falls in Cancer, okay? And that's because Cancer is the opposite of its exaltation, and Libra is the opposite of its home, which is in Aries, okay? Taurus as well, because it naturally rules Scorpio as well, okay? So we're going to get into Mars through all of the signs for you guys to understand your Mars placement better and how your Mars energy expresses itself. One thing that you need to learn about your Mars is do not fight against your Mars, okay? That's not going to get you anywhere in life, fighting against your Mars. If anybody knows this, it's me with my Mars in Cancer. You have to learn how to go with the flow of your Mars placement, and you just gotta kind of accept your losses. If you have a weak Mars placement, you have to accept your losses and learn how to work within the energy of that sign, okay, if you want to get anything done at all. Mars also rules your energy levels, okay? So this is another thing that a lot of people don't know, is that Mars rules your energy levels, okay? So people that like have Mars in Cancer or Mars in Taurus, they have very low energy levels, okay? So they may need to exercise more or just do things to become more active because they can have low vitality. So when your Mars is in like a feminine sign, you can have low vitality. You don't have that much energy. People that have like Mars and fire signs, you'll notice that they're very energetic. They have a lot of energy to burn. Sometimes it's hard for them to sit still. Okay, Mars also rules our sexuality. People don't talk about this, but Mars rules how we express our sexuality, okay? Because if you think about it, the sexual act is something that is very Mars-like in nature because you're exerting your energy, right? That's why people sweat. That's why people are hot. That's why people are out of breath. That's why it feels like, you know, afterwards, like you just got done running miles, okay, at the park. You're tired, right? You're tired after it. So that's why literally Mars rules sex, and a lot of people don't know about that, okay? But Mars rules how we like doing that, and it also rules what we are attracted to when doing that, and what turns us on, what gets our fire going, because Mars is our inner fire. So it's our fire and desire. Y'all know what I mean? So this is what gets our engines going, okay? We are going to be talking about that as well when discussing the Mars placement. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about Mars in Cancer, okay? Now, Mars in Cancer, to me, I feel like Mars in Cancer actually fools a lot of people. Like, a lot of people that have Mars in Cancer can actually appear to be very energetic people. Like, I've noticed all of the people that I know that have Mars in Cancer, you would never be able to guess that. You would think they have Mars in a fire sign, okay? So Mars in Cancer can actually come off as being very powerful. It's just the things that I feel that Mars in Cancer takes action on are emotionally based, and that's kind of where Mars in Cancer can go wrong. It's kind of like taking action on the wrong things, okay? For example, Cardi B has Mars in Cancer, okay? Chris Brown has Mars in Cancer, okay? So you know, these are two very energetic people, and these are two people that also are not afraid to fight, are not afraid to get into a brawl. So I don't want you guys to think about Mars when it's in its fall that these people are crybabies or these people are weak in a bad way, okay? Mars is weak in these signs, yes, but it doesn't mean that the people are actually weak people. Like, no, these people will kick off in your ass when they're pissed, especially when they are emotionally triggered, okay? Because that's usually what sparks Mars in Cancer. It has to be something that emotionally triggers them. But the issue is that they can get emotionally triggered a lot and about a lot of things, and sometimes those things are really petty. So Mars in Cancer people need to learn when to pick their, like how to pick their battles is the advice I would give to Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer people are very, very fiercely protective, okay, especially over their families, okay? So one thing that you don't want to do is mess with a Mars in Cancer person's family members, because they are very protective over those that they love, okay? And they will fight to the death for the people that they love. So do not, under any circumstances, mess with a Mars in Cancer's mother, a Mars in Cancer's child, or a Mars in Cancer's significant other, okay? Because they will come for your neck. They are very, very protective, and I feel like this is where the instinct of Mars comes in. It's like that mother instinct of protecting the family, protecting the tribe. So I do feel like Mars is very powerful in that respect. Because you have to keep in mind, Cancer is still a cardinal sign, okay? So even though Mars is in water, swimming where it doesn't like to be, Cancer is still cardinal. Cancer is still going to take action on things, okay? So that's one thing. Mars and Cancer, though, can get extremely frustrated, especially when their emotions aren't balanced. So when I think about Mars and Cancer, I think about fiery emotions. So a Mars and Cancer can actually express themselves a lot like a Scorpio. Okay, because when I think about Scorpio's energy, I think about Mars and Cancer like being put together, because Cancer is the emotions and Mars is fire. And is that not what Scorpio is? Scorpio is emotional fire. So I feel like these people can very much come off that way. But Mars and Cancer can also be really destructive if they let their emotions get the best of them. And again, also if they're not emotionally balanced, okay, they can really fly off the handle and become very extreme. Okay, again, when their emotions are triggered, because they take action based off of their emotions, okay, which can get them in trouble. Now, also, Mars and Cancer people, their energy levels are very up and down. So this can give off the vibration of them being very moody. If they don't feel like doing something, they're not going to do it. So it's like they can cancel plans with you a lot. One more thing I want to bring up about Cardi B. You know how she's always canceling shows last minute? I can almost guarantee you she cancels shows because she's just not in the mood to perform, or she's just not in the mood to do anything, because that's Mars and Cancer. They do things based off of how they feel in the moment. Okay, because they're very moody. So it's like, if they don't feel like going out and performing in front of a crowd, if they don't feel like exercising, if they don't feel like going to work that day, they're not gonna go because they're not in the mood to go. So the one thing that can really hold Mars and Cancer back is they don't get things done when they're not in the mood to do it, okay? And this is why Mars falls here, because it's like, things have to get done regardless of how you feel, okay? And this is where Mars and Cancer may fall behind, because Mars and Aries, even if, you know, they're having a bad day, they're still going to get up and go get to the bag. They're still going to get up and take care of their business because it has to be done. So they push through their emotions. So a lesson that Mars and Cancer has to learn is to set their emotions aside to get things done that need to be done, but it's very hard to do. That's why the house that Mars is in when it's in Cancer really matters. If you have Mars in a fire house, it can really help you. So Mars in the 9th house, the 5th house, or the 1st house, it can help you a lot more to get things done. Also, Mars in the Earth houses, it can do really well in the 2nd, the 6th, or the 10th house as well, because that gives you that groundedness and that practicality to be able to keep going even though you don't feel like it. Okay, Mars in Cancer in the air houses can get a little sticky because air houses don't have that much stability either. So, you know, it can be good for communication, but that instability is still there. Okay, and of course, Mars in Cancer in the water houses is the hardest because, you know, there's just no grounding at all, and that just makes you even more emotional about things. Okay, but I do think Mars in Cancer does very good with psychic work and with healing work and intuitive work, because you can put action into healing and psychological things and your intuitive nature. You can put your energy behind that. Also, with nurturing people. Okay, you can be really good at, you know, nurturing people when you have Mars in Cancer, because it's like you're putting your willpower toward Cancer type things, okay? And Cancer is about nurturing. Now, when it comes to sexuality, okay, they say that Mars and Cancers get very turned on by the thought or the act of making a baby or producing children, which definitely makes sense because Cancer rules babies, the wombs, and pregnancy. So these people can really like to make babies. They can like to be pregnant. They can like to make children, okay? Mars and Cancer, when it comes to sex and sexuality, they have to have an emotional connection to whoever it is that they're having sex with. Otherwise, they're not going to enjoy it. So the emotions matter a lot when it comes to sex with Mars and Cancer. So they have to have some type of emotional connection or emotional bond with you in order for them to really enjoy the sexual act. Mars and Cancer can be very sensual in the bedroom, though. They can be people that, will do any and everything to please their mate. So this can equate to them being very freaky in the bedroom, because they're pleasers. They like to please their mate. And again, they like to nurture. So they may even like to nurture through sex, so there may be a lot of rubbing, a lot of kissing, a lot of caressing, a lot of softness, a lot of taking care, and all of those things. Like a Mars and Cancer person definitely cannot have sex with somebody that is unemotional or unattached, or somebody that's just checked out, emotionally. A Mars and Cancer person is not going to enjoy that. They enjoy sex the most when they're in love with someone, or they have a deep emotional bond with someone. That is the more that they blossom in the bedroom. Okay, so Mars and Cancer men may be very much attracted to feminine women, okay? Very, very feminine women or feminine energy. So they want their woman to act, look, dress, smell, taste very feminine, okay? They are not attracted to more masculine like women, okay, at all. Chris Brown is an example. He's you can tell he's very attracted to feminine women. Mars and Cancer women can be attracted to nurturing men. So men that, not soft men, but nurturing men. So men that are going to cater to their emotions, men that are going to cater to their feelings, men that are going to care about what they care about. Okay, so again, a Mars and Cancer woman can't be with a man that's cold, that's emotionally cold or doesn't care about her feelings. She's not going to be attracted to that. She's going to care about a man that caters to her emotions and her feelings. And that's also going to be what turns her on. So a nurturing man is going to be what turns her on. Not a soft man, but a nurturing man. Again, a man that cares about her feelings. Okay? So that's pretty much it for Mars and Cancer. If you have Mars and Cancer, go ahead and put it down below. Put what house that your Mars and Cancer is in and what your experience has been, okay? Take care, and I'll see you guys later.